Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Fab Franco, vocalist of the band Scarfold. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! What's going on, caffeinated crew? Today, live from Dreamy, aka the Canadian Roasting Society, I'm joined by Fab, vocalist of the Montreal hardcore band Scarfold. What's going on?
Hello.
How are you feeling?
After this coffee, I'm feeling fantastic. Fantastic. I got my dose. I got my dose, and basically assures me I have no headache.
Yeah.
I've actually stopped coffee for a day, and some weird headaches started creeping up in back of my head, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" I guess I'm an addict.
Yeah, that's the caffeine withdrawals. Like, people don't realize, like, if you do a certain amount of caffeine during the day for long enough, your body expects that.
Right.
So then you start to feel like shit if you don't do it.
So I guess the whole world are a bunch of addicts. Or all just a bunch of addicts. You should never look down on an addict. Ever.
Always,
I don't.
Always empathize.
Always.
We're all addicted to something, whether it's Netflix or coffee or both of those.
Or, a bunch of other stuff.
So, yeah, we're drinking some of the coffee that they served here today. You had yourself a lovely macchiato.
I would have liked it to be a triple, but they didn't have time, so they just made it a double. And it's okay, I forgive them.
Should do a quad next time.
I'll do a quad. I want to top everybody.
Let's go ahead and double it up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that was the Myriade. It was their Oaxacan dark roast. Oaxacan. San Mateo. Really good. From what you said. I didn't taste it.
You see, all these subgenres of coffee. I mean, I guess it is like hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Subgenre over subgenre. But I guess I'm old school. In where I just drink my old Italian, my Italian Lavazza, Rossa or Creme Gusto.
Creme Gusto.
Sometimes I mix it I go a little bit wild. When I get a little bit crazy.
That's it.
I mix those together.
It's like a traditional third wave coffee. That's like. So I'm like all third wave. I like weird, juicy, fruity coffees.
Listen, I'm opening up my mind, and remember we spoke a little bit before about a little tonic drink. You got to give me that recipe.
We got to do it. Yeah.
Tell the audience about that drink.
So I was telling Fab about the espresso tonic. It's like my summer go-to drink. But it's basically tonic, like a full tonic, like 6-ounce bottle, 2 shots of espresso with an orange peel, and you squeeze it to get the oils out and everything. It's delicious.
And what did you say? The coffee?
You roll the coffee down the orange peel if you're talented enough.
That's my favorite part.
There's actually a shop here in Montreal called Osmo, and it's like a combo cafe with like a Japanese pop-up kitchen, and they do like these Japanese style coffee drinks as well, and they have an espresso tonic like on their menu.
What's it called?
It's called Osmo. It's at Sherbrooke and Saint Laurent. It's like tucked back. It's underground. Like, half of the building is above ground, and the other half is like hid. It's like a bunker.
Getting some free publicity from you, man.
Yeah, I mean,
they should give you some perks.
I won't turn down a sponsorship from Osmo.
So. All right, okay. That's Osmos.
Osmo. Cafe Osmo X Marusan. It's really good. Right. I had a Kenyan coffee. I think it was from Dreamy that they're roasting here in house. So I'll have to get more info on that. But it's really good. It's got a bit of the earthy taste with like a grape. It tastes kind of like a red grape flavor.
So basically, a coffee was always like wine or olive oil.
Yes, except there's more flavor compounds in coffee than in wine.
What about olive oil?
I have no idea about olive oil. I'm not Italian.
Okay.
I'll leave that to you.
I love olive oil. I live off it. I mean, it's an everyday thing.
You'd be ashamed of my olive oil selection.
You know what? It's better you don't.
I know.
Don't
I
mention
use it for cooking, and that's pretty much it. Dipping some bread.
I think I use it for everything. I actually bathe in it.
Yeah, see,
No,
that's...
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
That's not...
I'm just kidding.
You know, it's a good, hydration serum?
Maybe.
But yeah, it's nice sharing some coffee with you today. I love doing podcasts here, especially because I feel like a big dork, like a coffee geek. So it's nice to bring people here too.
I geek out on a lot of things.
Yeah. I love when you walked in, you're like, this place is wild.
I loved it. I just fell in love with it right away because it has like an underground feel and it's coffee. I mean, two of my favorite things. Like, what's better than that?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a hardcore show happening right here.
I mean...
You're dying. You're trying to get this going?
I haven't done it. Like, this is the 5th time that I've been here. And every time I come, I'm like, it's got the layout, I think. It would just require a bit of maybe self-control on the part of audience members, but I think we can make it happen.
From the looks of the staff over here, I don't think they'd be down with it.
I think some of them would and some wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
like the one that didn't want to make me a triple.
I think you're just bitter about it.
It's okay. I'm gonna shake it off.
She had like 30 people.
Right. I'll just shake it off. It's okay. I'll give her a benefit of the doubt.
There.
But it's we're next door to Mézorem.
Mézorem, yeah.
Mézorem. Do they have shows? They don't have any shows there?
They should. They're run by a bunch of like hardcore and metalcore band guys.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that would be a great place to have a show. I mean, like, the area is perfect for that.
Yeah. Like Blind Witness, isn't like members of Blind Witness?
There's some bouncers from Foufs that are...
Toma.
Yeah, Thomas here.
Yeah, he works there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are all... It's all dudes that were in like metalcore bands from...
Shout out to Tom. What's up?
Yo. Desecrate, Shut Away, Blind Witness. Keep that Montreal shit strong. On the coffee note, what's your favorite shop in Montreal?
Favorite coffee shop? Listen, I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Piero, man. Baristello.
Mm-hmm.
Baristello on Jerry. Guys, go check it out. Best espresso in town. No joke.
You were telling me about something that they do with the beans over there.
I'm not 100% sure. Like, I hear he roasts it. I don't know how exactly he ages it. I don't know exactly how he does it. But you're going to have to go and check it out yourself and ask him. I don't want to get it wrong, on air. But something along those lines of aging it. This is from what I heard.
Like hydrating it or something, or dehydrating it.
I think he's got a humidified room downstairs, and he does something to the beads, which makes it exceptional.
That sounds cool.
It's insane.
Sounds scientific.
It's out of my understanding. Far from my understanding.
So I'm one of those weird coffee people where if somebody's doing like a farm does a weird processing on the coffee that's like not traditional, or some new method of brewing coffee comes out, I always want to like check it out and explore it. So hearing that a guy that's doing traditional like Italian espresso is also kind of experimenting makes me very happy. If
you're like me, that would travel the extra mile just for food and drink, go check it out, man. Baristello.
Oh yeah, and it's in Villeray, right?
It's in Villeray,
yeah. That's a trek, so might have to make it.
But maybe it's going to be worth your while. Believe me. He's got sandwiches too. He's got some focaccia sandwiches. I know how much you love that.
I love it.
Go check him out.
We were talking about Mono Cornuto earlier, which is like, that was my spot when I was living closer to the Griffintown area, because they do the traditional espresso style, but with a bit of like a nice modern twist.
Look, our city is fantastic. I'm proud of it. I love it. Fuck the construction, but I love it. You know what I mean? Fuck the construction. Fuck all that.
But it makes you know that you're home. So when you're pulling into Montreal, as soon as you see
an
those orange cones.
You see an orange cone, that's it. Yeah. But, I mean, despite that, we got a great city. Got amazing food, and I love to eat. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I feel so fortunate to be able to live in Montreal after, living in some different places in the States. Montreal is such a magical city to me, and I feel like so welcome after living here for 4 years, especially in the Montreal scene. We have an awesome scene, and I feel like I was talking with somebody last week. It's such a good place right now.
We're at a good time right now.
Yeah.
Everyone is there's a lot of togetherness. There's a lot of inclusion. There's a lot of inclusion, not only from the Montreal scene, but the crossover from Ontario coming in, and I love that. I love that so much, because since we started, we've been we've been playing more in Ontario than we have in Montreal, and we've built a lot of friendships and relationships with a lot of the bands down there, and we've started to see the scene, and it's really strong, and it's just gotten stronger. And I love the fact that we could all be one, instead of like, well, this is our scene, this is my city, this is our scene, this is my city, this is our. I mean, there's none, and I love that at this time right now, it's like, no, this is not my city, this is our scene.
Yeah.
This is our country. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, I agree like 100%. It was so cool because you were at the Shutaway show Friday.
Yeah.
Seeing Gavel and Rust come over from
I loved it,
Hamilton and like the GTA.
I got verklempt, man. I literally had a tear in my eye because I was like so happy because everyone got to see, like what it is,
But it is cool to see that happening. It's like these hands from both cities kind of reaching out.
It was great. It was fantastic.
Like even Deadbolt going and playing Hold Your Ground and playing some shows, like building relationships with Gavel over there, which shout out Deadbolt, like the grind is real with them and they got so much potential. But like even Shutaway went and played the Kill Room. They said that was the craziest show they've ever played.
Listen, I can understand them 100%. We've played the Kill Room and we were blown away, man.
Yeah.
Playing in a half pipe?
Dude.
Where the hell else in the world are you going to do that?
That's the thing that has been blowing me away. Over there they have that cool, that's a DIY space, which is very cool from what I've seen. Here we have Trackside, which for better or for worse is an extremely original spot for North America.
I love the Trackside. I got to say, I love the Trackside. It's a safety hazard to get in there.
It is 100%.
You could actually die, but if you don't, man, you thank your lucky stars that you're alive because what a time it is to be alive, experiencing what the Trackside offers, man. Amazing place. Shout out to Babette for keeping this place going. You're the best, Babette. We love you. Everyone does.
Yeah. And Jin is the other partner who runs it, I think.
Yes.
As well. Yeah.
Yes, Jin too.
So
I don't know. I don't know Jin.
I don't either.
But maybe he's a silent.
I know Babette though. I've had conversations with her, and I think at y'all show with Guilt Trip, she got up and had a moment because they'd been having some things happening.
And that was great. Great.
She like called some shit out.
She keeps it real, man, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. So I do love what Trackside is doing as far as it's one of the only venues in Montreal that welcomes everybody.
Yeah.
Of all ages. It is unsafe, 100%, but that's part of it. It's part of it, man. It's very fun.
If you can get through it, means you're worthy.
So, but I've been
get through that safety hazard.
I've been to all kinds of shows there. I've been to punk shows. I've been to hardcore shows. I've been to metal shows. They welcome everything, and they're creating like a really cool community. It has a built-in crowd.
Yeah, it does. It does, like regulars, and it's all about the concept. It's all about the idea. It's all about freedom of speech. It's all about like anti-fascism, anti-sexism, and she keeps that real. She keeps that real. It's not about profit. It's about keeping that going, keeping the idea going, and that the people are what make the government, not the other way around.
Right. Yeah, they're what bring the culture. So that is, I have so much love for Trackside, for better or for worse. I mean, it's definitely an experience, is what I call it. Yeah,
Trackside's the best, man. I always had a good time with Trackside all the time. And I gotta say, I think it's we've played a couple of venues in Montreal. I'm not gonna name any names, but I think Trackside is gotta be like, it has to be at the top.
Yeah,
has to be at the top.
And you always make money.
You know what?
It's not about the money, but it's good.
But it's crazy. Like honestly, it just ends up filling up. I don't know. Like there's no fixed address, there's no publicity, but it ends up filling up. It's like the Kill Room. It just ends up filling up, but that's because the loyalty of the fans, and it's when you realize when you play there, you realize like how important being dedicated to your scene. Yeah. What that means to everybody, and how people respect that, and it shows at places like that. So I saw you guys with Guilt Trip, with Northwalk, which shout out Dave, and Deathnap also opened. I can't remember. Oh, it was Total Waste. They were also on the bill. Yes. Really fun band. DD. Yeah. DD is our guy. They're a fun band. But
Yeah, seeing like a bunch of hardcore kids mixed with that trackside crew, and like the differences in moshing, but it was still such like a good time.
It's such like a total respect, total respect, anger and respect all meshed into one. It's great. It's beautiful.
So being from Montreal, I know right now there's a lot going on in the scene. There's tons of bands, and then even like coming out of the pandemic, I feel like we've got like 10 bands that are just grinding and killing it. But growing up in the Montreal scene, what were the bands that were formative to you?
Growing up in the scene, I mean, like back in the day, I mean, Harriers were, I mean, they were like a staple. That was fun to see. And I mean, one of the first shows I've like really seen from the scene was, I mean, it wasn't even a Montreal band. I mean, I actually saw Get the Shot for like, first like local show I've seen was Get the Shot, and they played at the Trash Bar.
Oh yeah, like with the bowl and the skate bowl in there and shit. Yeah,
it blew me the fuck away, man. Blew me the fuck away, and I was like, wow, man, this is it, man. This is what we got to do. And I had a band with X. It was a progressive metal band, and I mean, it was fun. You know, I just like to be in bands. I just want to, you know, just give my free time to that, because that's what I love doing. I mean, I love music. Ever since I was a kid, I always tried to be in band, whatever it was. You know, I mean, as long as it's heavy, you know, I guess. But we were in that band when we saw that show, and I'm like, shit, man.
So did you come from a metal background? Were you more into like that?
I grew up on Sabbath, man.
Okay.
So I'm a Sabbath fan. Tested and True, Sabbath, Ozzy. And yeah, I was really into the metal.
Okay.
So I mean, these are the first three bands I really adored were Sabbath, Megadeth, and White Zombie.
Okay, so classics.
Those are my classics, right? So, and you know, I could basically recite a full album, you know, all the songs and whatnot. Rage Tool.
Yeah, Rage is.
I just love Rage, and but I mean, when I just discovered hardcore, I was like, holy shit, man! This is it. This is like I'll sell my soul. I'll sell my soul. So I don't know. I did grow up in a metal background, but I just feel like there's always a little bit of hardcore in everything metal. There's always a little bit of hardcore, you know, whether it be the message or whether it be, you know, breakdowns, or whether it be, you know, just parts where you're just your hairs lift up, you know. There's always a little bit of hardcore in everything, you know. What makes a song great, I think, is hardcore, because I guess that's why it's called hardcore, right? Because it's real and it gets you going.
Yeah. I know I've been watching a lot of documentaries recently and seeing like the evolution of punk into hardcore. And so it's just cool to see, because the reason they called it hardcore, it was originally hardcore punk because they were playing it as raw as they could. That's why they called it hardcore. So I think what you're saying has a lot of like truth in it. It's like, yeah, I went and saw a black metal show on Wednesday.
Okay.
And half the riffs were hardcore riffs.
That's the thing. It's like, I'm feeling like nowadays everything is like it's got like aspects of hardcore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It spills through everything. So
I guess Bad Brains are our gods, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's him. So it's JR and Vinny Stigma. Those are the kings of.
they're the kings, right?
The kings of underground heavy music. Scarfold. You guys have been around since 2015. I know you started it with X, but what was kind of the beginning like?
I mean, the beginning of it was, I don't know, I guess it wasn't really intentional, but, you know, I've been listening to a lot of like old school, you know, old school hardcore. I was listening to a lot of Warzone. I was listening to, a lot of Bad Brains at the time. And I just, you know, listening to Terror too. And I mean, I don't know, I'm a big Pantera fan. So I mean,
there's some Pantera in there.
Yeah, I don't know. It was nothing intentional. There was like we weren't setting out to say, oh, we gotta sound this way or we gotta sound that way. It was just like, fuck it, man. I'm tired of like playing metal just for playing metal to be in a band. I want to like do what I feel comfortable with, and I think it just oozed out when we just started writing together and like, oh, let's do it this way. Let's put put it here and composing all the stuff and making it sound as badass and angry as possible. Basically, the goal was just to drum up enough anger for other people to feel it as well,
like to resonate with people.
Yeah, that's. We just want to talk to one person and tell them, listen, it's okay, fuck the fakeness and fuck the government and fuck everything that pisses you off, and just come here and show it. I tell people to hit me in the face. I tell people to jump kick me. I tell them because like sometimes like so I get why people do some self-harm. I'm not one to do that.
Right.
But I get it, man, because like sometimes you just want to let some sort of aggression out, and sometimes you have some self-hate that you just want to let it out on yourself. I don't particularly have some self-hate, but I don't have self-love. You know what I mean? There's certain things about myself that, I'd like to change. I'd like to be a better person, a little bit more disciplined in certain things. And, sometimes, beating yourself up makes you wake up, So, like, I think we were talking about this before, about boxing, like, it's not about the fight, man. It's about how well you can take a beating.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what makes the man, or the woman. But it's how much of a beating you could take and still stand and go another day. That makes you a better person.
Right.
That's the way I feel, So that's why, jump kick me in the face, man. And if I can still stand, man, it means we did it. We're doing it. Let's keep on doing it, man. And it's all right. I love you after the show. We'll hug it out. I got headbutts, man. Almost knocked me out. I got a real head cocoa butt right in the forehead. After telling people hit me, and the guy took it seriously, and I was like, whoa, I was a little bit woozy.
Got rocked.
He apologized, but I was like, nah, dude, it's my fault, you know what I mean? But yeah, if I could live another day, man, I feel better about myself.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like the energy that you have on stage reminds me so much of Scott Vogel.
Scott, look, listen, Scott is the most respected. He's the guy, right? He's the guy. Jamie Jasta calls him the great Scott Vogel, because he is. And the reason why I personally think he's the greatest is because no matter what, no matter where, he adjusts himself.
Yes.
He always knows how to adjust to the crowd, to where he's playing, to where he is, no matter what. I mean, there's nothing rehearsed. It's on the spot, but it looks like it's so easy for him, and it looks like it's rehearsed. Yeah. But it isn't. I mean, because he's real. And it was Lil Wayne that said this. Lil Wayne, no matter what you do, whatever it is, as long as you're real. Because the audience will see if you're bullshitting.
They can detect
They're
bullshit.
smarter than you think. The audience is 100% smarter than you think. And if you're fake, they'll see right through you.
Right.
So you got to be real and you got to be honest. And that's what I love about Scott. He's honest. I mean, he just talks from the heart.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, talking about the scene, talking about himself, it's always from the heart. And like what we were talking about before, I mean, we were talking about some venues that put on barricades, and you're like, what the fuck is this, a hardcore show, barricades? But I mean, Scott learns to adjust himself. There's barricades. What does he do? He wants people to scream. He takes the microphone, tosses it into the crowd.
Or he goes as close as he can. And
goes as close as he can. It's the best because this is what we want, and he knows. Yeah. It's as if he could read our minds. So, I mean, when I look at a guy like that, I'm like, fuck, everybody wants to be like Scott. We all want to be like Scott, and there's so much to learn from guys like that. And what we love when we play with bands, local bands, we always try to learn from, there's always room for learning. I mean, we don't know fuck all, man. We don't know everything at all. Like, I mean, life is a learning experience. So we see how other bands act and how other bands adjust themselves, and we try to do the same because, we just want, people are paying good money, they're paying good money. Freaking economy sucks. People are coming, they're showing up to your show to come and see you, man. They're like, they're using their time to come to see you. You want to give them the best show possible, the funnest time possible in that short amount of time that you have on your set, of that 27 minutes, 20 minutes in your set. You want it to be the best 20 minutes they've had,
Like at least in the week.
At least in the week. So, I mean, I see a guy like Scott, and he does that for you. He does that for you. He makes you laugh. He gets you angry. He makes you tear up. He gets you like riled up. He's like the perfect frontman.
That's the mark. Yeah. Okay. He is the perfect frontman. That's the mark of what I feel like is a great frontman and what makes a great band. is if you see them playing in front of 6,000 people, or you see them playing in front of 60 people.
Exactly.
They're the same person, and they don't care.
They don't.
Like you said, they adjust. So I saw y'all play at Church of Hardcore, and it wasn't the biggest turnout, you know? And it was the end of the night. Some people had gone home. But seeing y'all play there, and then seeing y'all play at Foofs in front of like 200-300 people, it's the same band.
Was there 300 people? 200-300 people? Oh, yeah, with Madball, I think.
Yeah, well, there was that. And then there was, I think at the winter show that y'all did, there was at least 150.
Yeah, I guess.
It was like that room is big.
Yeah, it's a big room.
And dark.
And dark, yeah.
But
let's just say it was...
it was 300 people.
It was 300
but seeing y'all play on that stage and seeing y'all play, you know, in different size stages, it's seeing the same band. You're seeing Scarfold. Scarfold does that.
Thank you.
It's incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, we just love the scene so much. We just love the music, and we love the inclusion. You know what I mean? I just love the message, and I just want to emulate. I just want to push that message forward all the time. Any chance I get. I mean, I have a platform. You know what I mean? So if you have a platform, use it for something good. You know what I mean? Use it for something that you can. And I mean that's it. I mean I think that's basically it. That's how we feel when we watch a show. That's how we want to feel, and I want to do the same thing.
Right.
I want to do the same thing because in hardcore there is no stage and floor. It's just one giant open space.
Right.
You know, I mean, what the fuck else kind of like venue are you gonna get a mic from the singer to just scream out words, and he lets you freely jump on, like go on stage and jump on his head and then jump into the crowd.
Right.
I mean, fuck, man. Honestly, if you don't like hardcore, man, just something wrong with you, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say.
Come on.
You know,
it's fun, man.
It's so fun. That's the thing for me is like I can't imagine being a part of like any other scene. Like I like other music. I go to other shows.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't feel at home like I do at a hardcore show.
No, I mean, I feel like I'm part of the band.
Right.
I feel like I'm part of the band. I feel like I'm part of the crew. But I mean, I've watched jazz shows and I've watched rock shows and a lot of other different types of shows.
But it's always through that lens.
It's always through a lens. Yeah, I mean it's different, and no disrespect to any of the other styles of music, but hardcore is mine. You know.
That's like the house.
Yeah.
You guys released We Shall Suffer in 2021. Awesome that y'all have Vic on a song too. I love that on Eat the Dead, which Vic has been on the podcast. She's super, super nice.
She's the best.
I love Peer Pressure too. I think that they're going to do some cool stuff coming up.
Yeah, man, they're awesome.
And you guys are playing with Death Before Dishonor, which is going to be sick.
I'm excited. I'm kind of excited. I have no words. I just look. Honestly, sometimes things seem surreal for me.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little bit superstitious.
Okay.
No, I'm that type of guy. To me, things don't seem real until they actually happen. Yeah. Right? So I'm like, holy shit! Like I'm just knocking on wood. Like it's just like this happens, you know. So
this is not a dream.
Yeah, it's not a dream, you know.
Or that COVID won't come back.
Yeah, that's like Jesus Christ. God knows what. Anyways. Yeah.
But I'm super stoked for that. Like, whenever I saw the lineup come out, because I knew Northwalk was on the dates, I was like, who's going to play Montreal? And then they said Scarfold and Shutaway, which, I mean, that's a no-brainer. That's a good show. So, can't wait.
I guess, man. I'm still freaking out. I'm grateful.
You guys deserve it. It makes sense. I mean, y'all are one of the most, I think, solid and true to that like kind of hardcore sound, and like the whole show. Like I said, you guys make the audience feel like family. We
work on our set as much as we can, just as much as we work on creating the songs, and we try to hone the set to make it flow, to make it work for everybody, right. to make everybody move from beginning till end, you know, as much as possible. And I mean, like I said before, you know, people pay good money. You want to give them, you know, their money's worth. So and you know, we want to put out what we get when we go to a show. I mean, It's the same thing. So Yeah, I mean, we try to work on that as much as possible. We work hard. We work hard to get that going, and you know, it ain't easy. It's not all flowers, you know, working, because sometimes, you know,
You disagree?
well, not disagree, but I mean, we always end up coming to an agreement, but it's just I'm just talking about exhaustion, like, you know, we all got day jobs, you know, right?
Yeah.
And then like, people think, oh, band is so fun, and it's great, but I mean, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time that you put in.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for my love, Nadia. Shout out to you for sticking by me and being my inspiration. I love you so much, and she understands me, and I'm grateful to have someone like that in my life too, for to have that understanding of what we do. You know, how much work it is, and like sometimes we sacrifice, you know, time together, so we could keep this thing going.
Yeah.
And she understands that. She's a music fan just like me. She's my soulmate. I mean, we're, like I said, we're going to see Napalm Death, man.
Yeah.
Going to see Napalm Death
so
in Brooklyn, together. I mean, like, and she supports Scarfold 100%. I think she's probably the biggest fan. She's come to Europe to come and see us. She's got family in Germany, so she went to see her family and came to a couple of shows, hung out with us. She is like, honestly, like, there's nobody else. I mean, she's my soulmate, and she's that's it. I'm gonna die, you know, with her, you know, in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
till death do us part. You know.
Shout out to understanding partners.
Understanding partners, exactly. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
What was my point?
It was. I think we.
I was off on a tangent.
Just making a surreal experience playing with Death Before Dishonor, but saying that, you know, it's work to make it sound as good as it is.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work, and that's it, man.
Yeah.
And it's a long road to the top if you want to rock and roll, man.
That's it.
You know?
School of Rock. No,
yeah.
What else is coming up?
Right now we are in 100% writing mode.
Nice.
So we are preparing some new stuff to come out next year. That's our plan. That's our goal.
Who are y'all recording with? Have y'all?
It's still a little bit up in the air. We don't wanna spoil that. But it's gonna be someone different.
Nice.
Someone different.
Cool.
And someone that's been in the game.
Okay.
And someone that's been in the game.
Who did y'all do We Shall Suffer with?
We did it with Lucier. Antoine Lucier is the one who mixed and mastered it.
Okay.
And Vince is a studio in Saint Sophie. We did the two albums with him. But great job.
They sound good.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
We just want to try something different, you know, just to test out like different sound. We want to try something a little bit different, you know.
Well, that's part of growing as a band.
Yeah, and we want to make it. But one thing for sure, we want to make it as angry and pissed off as possible, and we want people to move. I mean, our number one goal is always that. It's always movement. It's got to be physical, and we want that. We want all those emotions to come out, and that's going to be our goal for this next one. It's you know, we want all that like supercharged to 5,000.
That's going to be crazy.
That's what we want, man, and getting inspiration from a couple of things. So we have some ideas, but that's what we're focusing on. All our free time is going to that. And once again, thank you, Nadia. Thank you for understanding.
That's awesome. I'm super excited to hear some new music. You know, I've been bumping We Shall Suffer quite a bit. I really like the recordings. Sound great.
Thank you.
It's always nice to hear the guest vocals from. I know on the first full length, you'll have a song with JP as well. So it's fun to hear that Quebec scene come through. Because we need more unity in Quebec. Let's join everything together. You know?
It's all about that, man. Yeah. That's the whole point of hardcore. It's all about unity, bringing everyone together, and making it fun.
Yep. Make it fun.
Make it fun, man. Make it fun.
Well, Fab, this has been super fun. Thanks again for hanging out with me at the Roasting Society.
Great place. Thank you, man. It was an honor to be here.
I have one last question for you before we wrap up. What's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
Favorite city for beans and breakdowns.
Yeah.
Favorite city for beans and breakdown, man. I don't want to exclude anybody, man.
You have to.
I gotta exclude. I gotta exclude.
No. There's no rules. Whatever you want.
All right. Well, look. For breakdowns, I'm gonna stay current. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say a city. I'm gonna name a specific area. Okay. And I'm listening to a lot of beatdown. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff is coming from the UK.
Okay.
I mean, this is why we invited Guilt Trip.
Yep.
You know,
Who are some of the bands, the beatdown that you're from the UK that you're?
I love Desolated, man.
Dude, Desolated is crazy.
I love Desolated. I can't get enough of them. I am like obsessed, and they just like get me going, man. And it's like super short, and I love the fact that after the album is done, you're like, Jesus Christ, it's fucking done already. I want more.
I need more.
I need more, and they just fucking.
That's a good band. When you need more.
So I mean, I've been listening to a lot of stuff like that. I mean. There's Malevolence. I listen to some Malevolence, man.
They
I mean,
put on a good show, too.
Not from UK, but I like, Nasty's fucking awesome, too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nasty's so good.
Yeah, so I mean, UK right now is like, it's like a kind of a territory where like, they got to be like, come out more. And Malevolence is like breaking in,
They're huge now.
Yeah.
Especially in the UK, they did a surprise set at Outbreak. People went off their bonkers crazy.
This is great, man. It's great.
So yeah, it's fun.
And for beans, man, I'm gonna stay true to my culture. All right, you gotta go to Rome. And you gotta have coffee, literally almost anywhere. But there's this great spot. I forgot the name. Okay, but it's near the Parthenon.
Okay.
Is it the Parthenon? It's like a church, and it's got like a hole in it. Like the sun comes through.
Yep.
It's called.
Yes.
What's it called?
It's one of the oldest coffee shops in Italy.
Yes.
I went there.
And you don't even see them make the coffee. They have their hands under the counter.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Right. I'm so glad that you know this stuff.
I went there. It was amazing.
Yeah, me too. I bought coffee. I brought it home. I brought a kilo of coffee from them.
Near the Pantheon.
Then the Pantheon. Sorry, not the Parthenon.
No, sorry.
Pantheon.
I was like, the Parthenon is Greek.
The Parthenon is Greek, exactly. I knew I was getting it wrong.
It's here.
It's a yellow sign.
Isn't it Sant'Eustachio?
Sant'Eustachio.
That's it.
Sant'Eustachio.
Yeah.
Best coffee in the world.
Yeah. It was so
good.
In
the world. I'm telling everybody, best coffee in the world.
If you want traditional coffee, that's the place to get it.
Those fucking guys, man, are so secretive. They don't even show you how they're making it. Their hands are hidden.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
It's the most Italian way to make coffee you've ever seen.
It's right under the counter. You don't see what they're doing with their hands.
Right.
And then the coffee just magically appears.
And then they hand it to you.
Yeah. They're like, hey, don't get too close. Don't come too close. The one guy even told me, scusa, lontanati un po', grazie. I'm like, okay, no problem. I was just like, look, you're trying to sneak my way in like a really Italian. Yeah, like a really Italian. I was doing like my Italian moves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the side eye thing.
Yeah, the side eye. The guy's like, scusa, signore, per piacere. You know? And Sant'Eustachio. I'm glad you man.
It was sick.
I'm glad you remembered that. And best coffee in the world. So me, beans. There you go, Rome. And I'm sure my love would appreciate that, Nadia, because she's Roman. She's half
nice.
Roman.
Yeah, Rome is a beautiful city. I wish I had more time to explore there. The pizza's so good. I had the best gnocchi I've ever had in my life there.
Gnocchi, you mean?
Yes, gnocchi.
You mean gnocchi? Yes.
Gnocchi.
Yes.
It was like in an alleyway, some family restaurant.
Yeah, you'll find. Yeah, that was like holes in the wall.
Yeah.
Holes in the walls are the best food.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, how do you call that tomato mix that you put on bread?
Bruschetta?
Man. Okay. I'm going to teach you, okay, how to say it, because a lot of people make this mistake. And I love you. I still love you.
Okay.
But it's pronounced bruschetta.
Is it bruschetta?
Bruschetta.
I thought it was with the...
It's not bruschetta.
Sorry.
And it's porchetta.
It is porchetta.
Not porchetta.
Okay. So the CH is a hard...
It's like a K sound.
Okay.
So it's like CH, like...
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
I know that it's porchetta, so it would make sense that it's bruschetta.
Bruschetta. So what's it called again?
Bruschetta.
There you go.
Yeah. You got to roll the R a bit.
I always roll the R. I'll roll the R.
Well, Fab, now that we've had a proper Italian lesson,
There you go.
thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Un piacere, un piacere.
Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll be seeing you very soon in concert.
We'll see each other really soon, and we hope to see you guys at the shows.
Yeah.
And get ready, man, because next year we're going to bring it down hard and fast.
Stoked. So, take care. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I want to say a huge thanks to Fab for hanging out on the podcast. Make sure to go check out We Shall Suffer, the newest released from Scarfold. Also, be sure to check out any of their upcoming shows in the Montreal and Quebec area. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. You can also find out more information about the podcast by following us on Instagram at Beans and Breakdowns and on the web at beansandbreakdowns.com. Until next week, stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up.